Hey guys, gwyned here. I'm bringing you the finals from MPDC 23.05. On the top of your screen is Beatnik Bobby, and he is playing a hexproof deck. And then on the bottom of your screen is Mundiz, and he is playing the Dimir control deck that ultimately won the match. So here we go. Beatnik won the dice roll, and it looks like both are going to keep their opening hand, and we're off. Beatnik starts off with a Gatekeeper Vine, which in the Hexproof matchup was pretty good. You know, he just wants all the time that he needs in order to kind of assemble the Voltron, as it were, get enough advantage here. And of course, playing against Dimir Mill, Hexproof is not as its best because it's going to lose a lot of, the odds are that its pieces could get kind of disrupted by all the mill. So it'll be interesting to see how this actually plays out. So here Beatnik has a Centaur Healer that'll immediately get cancelled. Plays a Hopeful Eidolon as well as a Keening Apparition. Keening Apparition gets Essence Scattered. Then at the end of his turn, Mundiz plays a Devour Flesh, which definitely is not at his best here because he can just happily pitch his Gatekeeper Vines. Back on his turn, he's going to play a Pilfered Plans. And you can notice still they're pretty much even on library. Since Beatnik went first, he'll die first because he'll run out of cards first. But they're pretty even. He is able to get that Hopeful Eidolon plus a double Ethereal Armor, which really is something pretty powerful. But if Mundiz has Grizzly Spectacle, which it looks like he does, then not only does he kill the Auramancer, not the Auramancer. Not only does he kill the Hopeful Eidolon, but he mills a whole bunch of cards and gets rid of the Ethereal Armor too. So that was just backbreaking. That's a 7-card advantage right there. So now Beatnik's really far behind. Obviously, it would have been much better on this the Hexproof guy, since Mundiz wouldn't have had any way of dealing with that. His opponent is a little bit stuck on land here, which isn't helping. Does get a Force Adaptation down on that Gladecover Scout, which is going to be able to deal quite a bit of damage, since Mundiz doesn't really have any way of dealing with it. But what he does have is Crypt Incursion, and this is why this deck includes this, because he'll gain life off of all these creatures that are in here, putting him all the way up to 36. So that's a huge difference, and now he's got more life than Beatnik has cards, which is exactly where he wants to be. And here he's going to go ahead and play a Thassa's Bounty as well, just trying to force the issue pretty much, and draw himself of a whole bunch of cards. It does leave the window open for Beatnik to go ahead and get something going here. Let's see what he's able to do. I'm just going to put a Last Thought on the Gladecover Scout, which ultimately is not going to help him very much because all he's really doing is milling himself out faster. I'm not sure that's the best strategy when you're playing against Dimir Mill, but if he can get aggressive enough, he might be able to pull something off. But considering that Mundiz has access to so many more cards, it's probably not going to go very well. So Mundiz goes ahead and recurs the Thassa's Bounty. Does have a pacifism to keep the Archaeomancer back. But really, right now for Mundiz, he's just trying to go for the mill strategy, so the attacking isn't nearly as important. And even though Beatnik's drawn a whole bunch of cards, Mundiz just has the ability to do so much with his cards. So another Thassa's Bounty, actually forcing him to have to discard, but he has a land to discard, and just continues to mill out his opponent. So he's hitting him and drawing cards, but it's going to be closer. It's definitely going to be closer, but it'll be interesting to see how close it really is. So Mundiz has another Archaeomancer here, goes ahead and gets back the Devour Flesh, and that obviously kills off the Gladecover Scout, and pretty much probably seals the deal for Mundiz. The fact that his Archaeomancers are tapped down really is pretty meaningless here. So it looks like he's got another Thassa's Bounty here, dropping his opponent down to 17 cards remaining. And see if Beatnik has something here. Has a Centaur Healer, but he's able to Psychic Strike back. And plays out an Archaeomancer here, and once again Mundiz has a counter for that. So tried to force it through, but The fact that he's at 29 life just means that Beatnik just doesn't really have the time that he needs in order to win. And once he pulls off the Devour Flash, Beatnik Bobby reads the writing on the wall and goes ahead and concedes. So that was game one of this match, and I'll be back in a minute for game two.